First kind of we'll talk about, the signing of Matthew Murrell. I know you guys saw the release, and it was a good day for Ole Miss basketball. And like I said in the release, he'd been a huge priority, and we had kind of followed Matthew before we came to Ole Miss, and just with his talent, explosiveness, great character, great student. His folks are from Memphis, and Gladys and Carl love to watch him play. He played for a really good high school coach at Whitehaven High School, and then decided he was going to go to IMG, and it's a fabulous place down there as far as a guy trying to get better. And so he's playing with some really good players every day, and he's even gotten so much better since he's been to IMG, and so we're really excited about Matthew, and think he can be a really good player at Ole Miss.
You can't speak directly about other guys you're recruiting for future classes, but in Memphis specifically, you got some guys that you're targeting that are coming in for visits at certain points. What is it? Do you feel like there's recruiting momentum for you guys in Memphis, because it seems like y'all are pretty hot there right
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he's a very well respected player. And people really like Matthew. I mean, they respect him as a player. He's really a good guy, and kind of represents everything what a student athlete should represent. And so you're right. You hope that and in this day in recruiting in college basketball, these guys a lot of them are going with pals or going with people that they've played with in AAU, have made friends with on the circuit, different all-star camps that they go to. So I hope so. And like I said, we feel really good about him, and I've always said it. I mean, really good players can attract other really good players, and I think he'll sure help.
You said from day one that once you got here, Ole Miss has to be in Memphis and has to be in Memphis regularly. What has changed, in your opinion, as far as y'all's approach to there and treating effectively like an extension of recruiting Mississippi?
Yeah, everywhere you go recruiting, you got to work smart. I mean, obviously, with Penny's presence there, a Memphis guy, I mean, it's just what it is, and so we have to work smart. You have to work with places that you think you have good opportunities with different kids and families, and so Matthew was one that we had targeted early. His family had a great interest in Ole Miss, liked Ole Miss, they liked Oxford. The SEC was very appealing. You can see by Matthew's visits. He visited 4 SEC schools. That was a league that he had really concentrated in, and so that can be a sell for us in that area.
Between Matthew and then what Coach Yo did on the women's side yesterday, how does that kind of help swing just how people look at basketball?
Yeah, I mean, what Yo did and her staff was unbelievable. It really did. And they've worked so hard, and we had some momentum of, kind of last year for that staff and for Yo to work like that. And, and I thought their staff did a really good job with their team last year. It's just what it was, but to be able to put in a top 10 recruiting class, that was great work. I just think it just shows you when you start building places like this, and you got places like the TUI, and staffs are not afraid to go against the best competition in college basketball, and not afraid to get beat every now and then, that can happen. And so your hats off to Yo and her staff. It was an unbelievable job.
Matt's transitioning to point guard at IMG this year. That's something you kind of thought about using him or utilizing him with here at Ole Miss. Do you see him as a straight-up point, or is he a versatile combo guard that you'd like to have?
I think right now he's just a versatile combo guard. I think his point guard skills have gotten better. I just think right now, as you've seen, everybody's so interchangeable. Like last year, TD'd rebound the ball, and he advanced the ball up the court as a point guard. That's what you want. You want interchangeable parts, even 1 through 4. But if your small forward can rebound the ball and advance the ball up the floor, it just makes everybody more hard to guard, So, but there's no doubt, I think Matthew's development of playing off ball screens, not only to get him a shot, but to read secondary defenders, has really improved since he's been to IMG. And but I think he's like Jarkel or the different guys that are coming back. There'll be some guys that are going to be able to play. Austin Crowley, guys, Franco, Bryce, some guys going to play different spots on the team.
You obviously can't predict what the full roster is going to look like next year, but what did you tell Matthew about what you're expecting from him year one? Are you asking him to
I think that, obviously he knows our team. He thought, number one, he liked the players on our team. That was a huge sell. He loved his teammates here. And he came and watched us practice. He thought he could get better. And he knows there's going to be competition, but he feels real good, confident that he can come in and really help us next year and impact us in a big way. And I think that's what all freshmen want, to have a chance. And he's sure going to get a great opportunity next year.
What's the daily Clay Kenson update? How's he doing?
You know, now I was hoping it was going to be Seattle. I'm not sure. I'm not. Right now it could even be, they've talked even about maybe November the 20th. I think for sure it's going to be next week. He did a long series of blood tests on Saturday, all day really, and so they're still gathering all of that. And there's doctors kind of from different parts of the country that are putting this thing together. And but I think 20th, and I do think he's going to be available for the Memphis game. At one time I was hoping Seattle, but I'm not so sure about that right now.
How much full contact practice do you need to see from him before you become full-time again?
Yeah, you know, I just think Blake needs it. I mean, we've seen him in contact. I think he just needs to get hit some. He needs to get, fall down. He needs to do all the different things that you do. I mean, he's got to get used to it again. And it's been really August the 8th or 9th since he's done that. And I don't have to see a bunch of it. He looks great. I mean, his body really looks good. And he's just working his tail off, going through all the reps we can go through our place, but just on his own and with staff and all the different things. He's done a great job. So there's going to be some, game shape readiness that he'll have to go through. But, a couple of days. If he got, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday before we played, that'd be good enough to get him in there and get him some minutes.
I know you can't speak in detail about medicals, but the series of tests he had on Saturday, were they encouraging?
Yeah. And it was just a series kind of just blood tests, just to kind of check all the different things, and the process is going great, and just kind of, I think, just a point to where everything, he can be released to start playing. Exactly right. And everything looked really, really good.
He hasn't lost any weight or anything like that?
No, he gained some weight. He got to 245, and we got him on the old diet plan. And every week, and it was extra running, all the different things. And so now he's at 228. He looks great. He's lost about 16 or 17 pounds. He goes, Coach, I got you. I promise you, I'm gonna be there. And he did. He worked his tail off, and so he's right back kind of at. He looks just like he did last year, And so he's bouncy. He's jumping better than he has been.
What's the scout on Western Michigan?
They're averaging 96 points a game against 3 Division I teams. That's hard to do. They scored 115 in a game on the road, and it was triple overtime, but still, 115 is 115. I mean, they've got a guy averaging 25 a game, a guard. He's shooting 76% from 3. They score at a rapid pace. They're coming here 3-0, undefeated, feeling good about themselves. And so I like their team. They play about 9 or 10 guys. They've got a pick-and-pop 4-man that is much improved from last year. And so they look like a really good MAC team, that we're going to be really, really ready to play, just like the Norfolk team that we just played. And, I know people get surprised by things in college basketball, but really we all shouldn't be. It's just when you turn on the TV and Murray State's up on, Tennessee, or so-and-so gets beat, Penn goes to Alabama and wins. I mean, it's just college basketball. I think sometimes what happens to fans, it hits them because football's still going on, and Penn can't beat Alabama in football. But Penn sure can beat Ole Miss and Alabama, a lot of teams in basketball. And so it kind of gets, I think everybody's got to start getting used to college basketball is here, and just kind of the parity among everybody at all levels.
Do you show the players those games, the Kentucky going down, Alabama?
We sure talk about it, and they see them. They see it, and then we sure talk about it, that it can sure happen. I mean, think about a team, Evansville, that was picked 8th in the Missouri Valley. And they looked like a team that could beat anybody in college basketball. So isn't it amazing? I mean, Pitt beats Florida State, and then Nicholls State goes to Pitt and wins, and Florida State beats a 6th-ranked team in Florida. I mean, it's just talent level, emotions, readiness to play, maturity of your team. I mean, there's so many factors that can go on.